Good morning. Great morning. Wonderful morning. Spectacular morning. Outstanding morning. Again, the beautiful reminder that we get to choose. Yes, you get to choose. I get to choose. We all get to choose. And what is it that we get to choose? We get to choose how we're going to think. Write this in your notes. I always have a choice. You always have a choice. There's not a single moment in your life where you don't have a choice. With that being said, the reminder about the choice that you have is about the choice of how you're going to think. And that right there, that beautiful gem can help to literally transmute anything that you would love into your life, provided you use it. See, there's a huge difference between knowing that versus doing it. And the difference in outcomes is dramatic when you compare the two. With that being said, you have that in you. Everything's fundamentally meaningless. Everything just is. You're the one who gets to determine what it means. And with that meaning, what does it lead you to? It leads you onto a frequency. Remember, it's a vibratory state. And that frequency is the attractive force in your life. Now, with this also, I want to also remind you about something else too as well, because a lot of times when we try to dive into this and to do the work, sometimes we say that, we're stopping us, that we're in the way, that we're not doing it, blah, 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 blah. Well, really, that's not true. Remember, what's in the way is not you. What's in the way is what's in you. Think about that. Have you fallen prey to sometimes saying, I'm not doing this and I'm not doing that, or, oh, I stopped myself, or I, whatever? It's not really true. You're not battling against you. You're battling against a program that's in you. And the sooner you get that, oh my gosh, the sooner you're going to be free. But see, thinking like that requires work, it requires practice. And why is it a challenge for us at times to do that? Well, it's very simple. It's because we're used to thinking a different way. With that being said, if you tie in this combination of you get to decide whatever you want to think, you get to decide what things mean, you get to accept, reject ideas, and also you get to change the program. If you don't like what's happening in your outer world, you could change what's happening in your inner world. What's happening in your inner world is what delivers what's on the outer world. Oh my gosh. That's when you explode with creativity and calmness and a beautiful life. So use that. Now, with this being said, make sure you have this. Go ahead and wave your gold cards. Those of you who have them, do not underestimate the power of this. Bob Proctor would frequently say, if you write it on a card, it must happen. Now, my reminder for you is yes, that's true, provided you have become one with the idea, provided that you are loyal to this unseen reality. If you want this, whatever you've written down, to become a material fact in your outer world, you must become one with it. You've got to focus. I love my magnifying glass. You've got to focus. Bob Proctor said that to me directly. I said, I wanted to make these big changes. And he goes, there's no other way but through the will. You've got to lock into the idea. You've got to become one with it. You've got to crowd out all of the thoughts that are not in harmony with this if you want this to become a material fact. Can you do that? Absolutely. The question is, are you willing to do it? That's something that we help people to implement with this beautiful program called Thinking into Results. There's two questions you've got to ask. Am I able to do this? Am I able to make this shift inside? And the next question is am I willing to do what's necessary? And if you can answer those two questions, and you answer the second one with a beautiful, bold, affirmative yes, then what'll start happening? The change will start happening. There's no way that it's not going to happen. It'll happen according to law. Change what you sow, the reaping changes. It's very simple. But again, why is it so difficult? If it's so simple, if it's so obvious, then why is it so difficult? See, this is where understanding paradigms comes into play. Remember, what's in the way is not you. Do not fall prey to the illusion of what's been spewed out to you by the personal development world of saying, you're the only one that's stopping you, you're the only one in the way. No, that's a bunch of bullshit. It's not true. What's in the way is the program in you, and you can change the program. The program in you is not you, it's just what you've agreed to. You want to shift your life to be filled with more power, more happiness, more prosperity. And if you're not living that way right now, you can change it by changing what's in your mind first, by building it in your own mind first, is what Robert Collier shares. Yes, that power is in you. It's just a matter of whether or not you can use it. Now, here we've been studying the Master Key System, which has been really, really awesome. Isn't this book incredible, right? Oh my God, it's so good. But the reason why I feel that it's so good, and if you feel real good about it too, it's because you're using it, okay? Which is really cool. But with that being said, if you don't have a copy of this, make sure that you do get a copy of it. And if you don't have this exact copy, you can get it on Amazon. Just click on the link that we provide to you, and then you can get that copy as well. All right. So, all right, one more thing, and then I want to say congratulations again for those of you who are here doing the work. And again, a big shout out for those of you who are joining us on the retreat in June. It's going to be amazing, incredible. And if you'd like to join us, there's still space available. All right. All right, so let's dive into this, shall we? Let's go into where we are in this book. Here we go. Here we go. Now, the page that we're on is page 221 and 222, sorry. And here he asks a really great question. How is wisdom secured? How do you obtain wisdom? How do you gain understanding? King Solomon in the Good News book, the Bible, was asked the question about what he would want in his life if he could have anything. And he says, I want wisdom. I want to understand. In all thy getting, get understanding. Notice how it doesn't say in all thy getting, get knowledge. No. Knowledge is not power. Power comes through understanding, which is wisdom. The only way wisdom comes to you is through experience. Now, with this being said, what Charles Haanel points out is that wisdom is secured by concentration. It is an unfoldment. It comes from within. Now, isn't that interesting? He's pointing out that through focus, you will gain wisdom. You're not going to get it if you're scatterbrained or have squirrelitis. If your mind's all over the place, wandering, you've got to focus. Now, this is important for you. Look at the things that are in the room that are where you are right now that were made. There's not a single thing in the room that you're in right now that's there if it weren't for somebody focusing on it till they focused from it, which then led to the externalization of the idea. Here, I'm looking at my awesome camera, the stand that is on, the curtains, the lights, ceiling fan. Someone concentrated. They locked into the idea. They became one with the idea. See, that's what you've got to do in order for you to claim the wisdom of this becoming a material fact. Are you able to do that? Of course you are. Nod your heads. Of course you are. The big question is are you willing to engage with that way of thinking? Look at anybody who you admire who's delivering the type of outcomes that you would love to deliver in your life, you're going to find that they have a strong will. Remember, it's not what the successful person does that you need to emulate. I'm talking about the way they move their body or anything like that. It's how they're thinking. That's what you've got to emulate. I remember when I was working with Rami Albatrawi and going through his book, Can You Really Think and Grow Rich? And that was the common theme that I would share with people as we were going through the book, saying everybody's got to pay close attention. People were paying attention to what he was doing materially, physically, not paying attention to how he was thinking. All of the beautiful gems of how he got there were sprinkled everywhere in that book. And it was so awesome when, after we went through the chapters, how Raymond would say, "Oh my gosh, Troy, that's it. That's exactly what I was wanting to communicate." He didn't even know that he was wanting to communicate that. But that's what he shared in terms of how he got to where he got. It was in a change of how he was thinking, a shift in what he believed to be true, what he was giving attention to. So wisdom is secured by concentration, by having a strong, steady will, a powerful will, combined with a big, beautiful imagination. And from there, you'll see the wisdom build up in you.